Okay, in this video, I'm going to share with you my LSD and 5-MeO DMT experience. I'm going to start by saying that I do not promote the use of any legal or illegal substances, that this video is made for educational and harm reduction purposes, so take this with extreme caution and do not do as I do. Now, to begin this story, I'm going to have to go back to about a week prior to the event. I decided that I was going to smoke 5-MeO DMT until I became enlightened in one evening. So I went into the bedroom, got my material all ready, and I hadn't been able to break through at this point. I had one breakthrough, but I do not remember it. So I decided that this is what I wanted to play out. So I went into the room and I took my first hit and I fought with it. I wrestled with it. I rolled around and it was not pleasant in any way. So that subsided. I was like, oh, okay, I'll get it this time. It took another hit and then I'm rolling around and coughing up pus and then, okay, I'll get it this time. This time I got it. So I take another hit and wrestling and I run to the washroom and throwing up and come back, and this happened 7 times. So finally, after the 7th time, I'm just, okay, this clearly is not happening. Let's just give this 5-MeO thing a break for a while. So then a week or so, maybe 2 weeks later, I'm on LSD, 330 micrograms of LSD, good LSD. And I'm at home, I'm meditating, just doing my thing all by myself. And then I hop in the shower. And then I'm working on something in my mind about I'm looking for the next medicinal experience. What's the next medicine I'm going to take after this? I'm okay, 5-MeO. I'll give it another shot, sure. All right, the next time I do medicine, it'll be 5-MeO. Let's go. But wait, why don't I just do it right now? Oh, okay. I turned off the shower. I don't even think I dried myself with a towel. I just walked right out of the bathroom, jumped on the bed, grabbed a pipe, took my hit. It's already preloaded, of course. I'm always ready to go. At least I was at that point. So I take my hit. I lie back on the bed and hold it for as long as possible. And this was the first time that I got a break, that there's awareness and there's ego, and there was a crack down the middle that happened with this experience. So the way I describe what happened is the way I describe what I experienced in the next couple seconds is like pages of a book, and reality is the book, and my experience is the book. And as the medicine is building up to infinite speed, in a matter of seconds, the pages in that book are slowly being peeled away, and things in my reality are disappearing. Like my room's not there, and the need to sustain life isn't there, and my body was the last thing to go. But it's like a geometric puzzle, like a geometric 3D puzzle that was being taken apart from like a top view of a 2-dimensional view. If that makes any sense. Anyway, and then finally it was left with this box that looked like a yin-yang. It was a square box that looked like a yin-yang, and the boxes were kind of moving, and then they stop, and then it's just 4 squares, and then that peels away, and then it's 2 squares, and that peels away, and then there's just the box, and then that peels away, and then there's just darkness. And my jaw was vibrating. It was vibrating. That's how I released medicine at the time. I was going through this thing with my throat and just releasing energy from my throat. So my jaw would vibrate, and I could feel it. I could feel it vibrating in this empty space that I inhabited. And that was the last thing to go. And then the ego couldn't hold on any longer, and it just, there was nothing. There was no thing, nothing. It wasn't empty space. It wasn't darkness. It wasn't blackness. It wasn't even emptiness. Anything that I could describe would just simply be a concept of me trying to recreate where I was. It was just no thing. But the awareness remained that there was an experience happening. If the awareness wasn't there, then I wouldn't have remembered the story to share with you. I couldn't tell you how long I was there. There's no way. Time didn't exist. It was just nothing, just emptiness for infinite, forever and ever and ever. I could have been there a million years and it wouldn't have mattered. So then once I accepted, I let go, I became emptiness for some amount of time. I guess not, because time doesn't exist. And then the first layer, the first page that came back into my book was the jaw. It was vibrating. And then the next, there was a square, and then the 2 squares, and then the 4 squares, and then the pages kept coming back, and they built this 3-dimensional puzzle. And before I knew it, I opened my eyes in my room, and I was like, well, that's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. You know, I jumped out of the shower and I couldn't get to that pipe fast enough. It was almost like an energetic pull between myself and the true understanding of reality, that I needed that experience, and it was just happening. There was no way to stop it. Yeah. Oh. Never thought of it that way before. But after I came back into my body, my hands would come up and they would do these patterns that I've shown in other videos, but it wasn't as smooth as the videos that I've shown lately. This story was a few years ago now. So it was early on. It was my first non-dual experience. So it was probably well over 2 years now. I was lying on the bed after I came back, and the hands were doing this, and then there'd be a break, and then I would try to recreate it, but I couldn't, and then I'd just relax, and then I would do it again, and then I'd be aware of it, and then it would stop. It would stop being symmetrical. So it was like this. It was like the ego was reforming. Because if I'm like this, if I'm just flowing with it, there's no ego present. It's just awareness, and the body's doing this thing. But then as soon as I become aware that I'm doing something, and then I have to be the one that does it, then it just falls apart, and there I'm in my egoic pattern again. So coming back from 5-MeO after having as non-dual as you can possibly get, if that's even a thing. I don't know, pure emptiness, I'm assuming so. Yeah, so after coming back from a complete non-dual experience, coming back to 300 micrograms of LSD it seemed almost like child's play at the time. It was just, this is nothing. So I went and got up, I got dressed, went and did some meditation, had some fruit. I like to eat when I'm on LSD. I must have been home for a while or so. It definitely wasn't right away, because I remember doing this 5-MeO experience in the daylight, and then in the nighttime I remember still being on LSD. LSD lasts a very long time for me. If I'm doing it, I'm expecting to do it for 30 hours, no joke. I remember one time I did it and it lasted well over 50 hours. It's just too long. It was the evening now, and I go out to my front door, and I've lived at this house for 3-4 years now, and it's relatively safe. There's no problems. But I go outside, and it's about midnight, and I'm getting ready to go for a walk, and I open the door, and there's these 2 guys at the end of my driveway, and they're chasing somebody. I'm assuming they're friends, but from their actions, I don't know. But 2 of them go, "You fucking motherfucker, you get back here!" And they're running after them. And the guy's way down there, and I'm just okay, well, this is gonna be an interesting walk. And I wasn't really afraid. It was just setting the tone for the walk. That's what it felt like to me. So I go outside, I go down, I live on a cul-de-sac. There's a cul-de-sac just down the road here. So I go out this way, and there's power lines with a row of houses to over here, to your left. Yeah. So there's a row of power lines that run along the houses here. And I get to the intersection, and I look down the street, and I can see the power lines, and then this fear comes over me. I can't quite remember what the fear was exactly, but this fear came over me, and as soon as the fear came over me, all the power lines turn into like rainbow colors and just, and it shot down, and then it like snapped my attention back into, whoa, okay, and then I had another fear, and so I'm like, okay, I just need to not be afraid. And that's kind of what I got from that. So I kept walking. I walk up the hill, and I like go down the street here, and I'm walking, and there's a driveway there, and there's a car, they turn on their headlights to back out of their driveway. And it happened, like, it startled me. I wasn't ready for it, and whoa. And then I keep walking, and a couple houses later, like, literally the exact same thing. It's like seeing the black cat in the Matrix. It's a deja vu. It happened like almost identically, except this time there was no fear. It was almost like I was deprogramming my fear, and then I had the chance to, then reality played out in a way for me to integrate that experience almost instantaneously and reassure myself that it's gone, if that makes any sense. Because that happened, and then later down the street, pretty much the same thing happened. I think it was like a trash can or something, like an animal in a trash can. It startled me because I was so close to it. And then I keep walking, and then another trash can that made pretty much the identical sound. It made the noise again, and where I would have been afraid before, it confirmed that I wasn't afraid of it anymore. So I found that really fascinating. So I finished my walk, I turned around and come home. After that, it was really nothing. It's just basically waiting to fall asleep at that point. But yeah, LSD, 330 micrograms, and then 5-MeO on top of it. It was the first time I broke through. I was actually able to break through, which is nice. But I wouldn't recommend it, and I have zero desire to do that combination again. I'm getting my non-dual experiences from 5-MeO all by itself, and that's all I would see using it for. And LSD just lasts too long for me anyway, and I'm finding using it for medicinal purposes, meaning non-dual integration, LSD is not the medicine of choice that I like. It just lasts too long. But I have had some good times at festivals though. But those are stories for another video, or other videos. But if you've hung around this long, thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, considering giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos, and that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.